You're going to get some fascists. You're going to get the rise of Islam. You're going to get these woke idiots running around ruining everything. And what was the other one? The resurgence of Christianity. I mean, that's the one I'm most happy with.
What you are about to hear is sharp and interesting, but here's the problem. Without Jesus Christ, every one of those paths will fall. Nice values without Christ has no power. Islam gives rules, but not grace. The power politics gives cruelty, not hope. Only Jesus Christ gives real life, real forgiveness, and real meaning. So, as you listen to this clip, remember, the future of our society will not be saved by human ideas, but only by Christ himself.
We are living through a great choke point in the history of this country.
Can society last without this core to it?
We will find out. I mean, I would say...
That's an optimistic answer.
I mean, I would say that there are many, many paths, and many paths that our society will take, because it's fracturing in all kinds of ways. There are many, many different perspectives. And those aren't just political, they're cultural, all kinds of ways. But I would say that, say, for Britain, this ancient Christian country, one path is that this kind of post-Christian Paddingtonism, if you want to call it that. It's like the head of the rocket. It's gone through the atmosphere. Everything else underneath it has been jettisoned, and now it's got the power to blast through the solar system. And all that kind of all the stuff that's been jettisoned is all the nonsense about the Bible and Jesus and the church.
It's just baggage.
It's just baggage. It's gone. It's drifted. It's detritus. We have now blasted out, and we're going forward. And the secular principles, the liberal principles, are sufficiently self-evidently right and good that it will sustain the future evolution and development of our society for decades and centuries to come. And therefore, it's culturally determined. I mean, it's clearly derives from Christianity, but you don't need Christianity anymore to kind of provide the rocket fuel. It's going on its own way. Another option, which the history of the 20th century suggests, is that the default assumption among humans is that strength and might is right. Power does have a glamour, and this is what Nietzsche predicted. He said, when Christianity goes, there will be this great convulsion, and it will be terrifying powers will emerge. And of course, he was right, because they emerged in the form of fascism. And fascism and Nazism cast such a shadow over us that we've lived in their shadow. In a way, one of the reasons I think for the decline of institutional Christianity is that Hitler has taken the place of the devil, and that a modern liberal now, rather than ask what would Jesus do, as his Victorian forebear would have done, says what would Hitler do and does the opposite. And that's kind of kept us on our liberal straight and narrow. But that is clearly fading as the experience of fascism dies out, lived experience of it. So the kind of the bogeyman power of Hitler will fade, and people who are no longer bounded by Christian inhibitions or assumptions, I can imagine them turning around and saying, well, what's wrong with, why shouldn't I do what I like? I'm very rich, I'm very powerful. Why shouldn't I do exactly what I like? And it's not obvious what the answer to that is, I think, if you don't have the kind of the Christian answers. And I suppose a third possibility is that people will return to the source and say, well, actually, maybe I am Christian. Maybe I should take this a bit more seriously than I have been. And there are I think tentative signs that might be happening.
What's fascinating is, I would argue, there are signs of all three of those things happening at once.
Of course, and that's what I'm saying, is that all of these things might be happening. Of course, we will also have the growth of Islam, so that also provides a fourth option. And quite how all these different traditions will cope with each other. I mean, it's going to be interesting.
But doesn't it also?
He seems very excited about this for reasons that are beyond him.
I think we are living through one of the.
You're going to get some fascists. You're going to get the rise of Islam. You're going to get these woke idiots running around ruining everything. And what was the other one? The resurgence of Christianity. I mean, that's the one I'm most happy with.
I think we are living through a great choke point in the history of this country and of this continent more generally.
And Western civilization.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you heard the options. A kind of nice but empty Christian culture, the angry backlash, the rise of Islam, or return to the source. But here's the truth. Our world has been living off Christian ideas. And those ideas are running out of fuel. Without Christ, the rocket falls. Without Christ, freedom turns hollow and power takes over. The good news is this: Jesus Christ is not just history, he is alive. He is the only foundation that will last. Every path will fail. Only Christ stands.